That indicates that this is a different pattern of inheritance than complete dominance. And so for the example we're going to do color blindness. And color blindness is a recessive trait. And so in our project, we are going to be shading in the people who have color blindness. We always are going to shade the recessive trait. So we got to put our key up here just so that people know that's what we're doing. You can trace the dominant trait, doesn't matter, but we're going to do the recessive traits. Okay, and so when we look at the possible genotypes for females in a sex-linked trait pedigree, she has 3 possibilities. She could be normal. She can be normal but carry it on to her offspring, or she can actually be afflicted. Most recessive sex-linked traits are only seen in males because it's just more rare for females to have the trait because they have to have 2 recessive alleles. For a male, there's only 2 possibilities. So males are either going to be normal or they're going to be colorblind. So like the complete dominance tracing, we can put in the recessive trait because there's only one way to have the recessive trait for colorblindness. And so let's go through and put in the ones we know. So we know that person number 1 is a girl because she's a circle. And we know that she's colorblind, and so she's going to have 2 little b's. Person number 5 is a boy, and so we start out with an X and a Y. And since he's colorblind, he's going to have a little b. Person 7, same thing, colorblind boy. Number 8 is a circle, so that's going to be a female. She's colorblind, so she's going to have 2 little b's. Person 9, a boy, colorblind. 13, a boy, colorblind. 14, a girl who's colorblind. And 15, a boy who's colorblind. Okay, so just like before, the next thing you can do, since there's only one other possibility for the males, which is to be normal, we've done all the males that are the recessive trait, so now we can go in and do the ones that are normal. So all the boys that aren't colored in are going to be X big B Y. So number 3 is a boy who's normal, and so they will be X big B Y. Number 11 is normal, so they'll be X big BY. Number 2 is normal, so he will be X big BY. Because if he is X little by, he would be shaded in and have color blindness. So then just like we did in the autosomal dominant example, I'm going to go ahead and put both possibilities, both possible genotypes for the normal female. So she can be homozygous, normal, or she could be a carrier, which means she can pass it on to her offspring and still have normal sight. Okay, so I'm going to look and see which of those genotypes I can eliminate. And so first I'm going to start with number 4. Number 4's mother is colorblind. And so that means mom is going to pass on to all of her children one allele that is X little b. So that means that this is the only possible genotype for person number 4. And remember, if you wanted to check that, you could do the cross of X little b with X big BY and see if it's probable to get X big B. And it's not. Okay? So now we go down to person 6. Since she's the sister of person number 5, it's going to be the same thing because she has the same parents. So one of those alleles had to come from mom. Okay? So when we go down to sisters 10 and 12, and we try to figure out what their genotypes are. Since their parents don't show the recessive trait, and since we don't see any of their children, we can't figure out which genotype they're going to have. So we have to leave both of those there. We don't know which genotype 10 or 12 has. If they have children and the children are afflicted with color blindness, then we could figure out that they were carriers for the trait. But with the pedigree that we have, that's all that we can figure out for now.